Okay, so we're going to review a 6+ Hold'em game that I played a couple of days ago. Starts off with some pretty crazy action. We buy in for um, the minimum. So this is 25 NL 6+, but we buy in for 12.50. And we get pocket queens, one of the first hands that we're going to play. So we enter with a limp, but we limp jam. We're going to get called by a lot worse hands. Other pairs, ace queen, king queen. The dynamic with the player on the left here is that he's just been playing way too many hands, so we just decide to go with king 10, isolate him, and it's good. And a nice result with the queens there. We get action from pocket jacks, and yeah, take it down. So a good start to the session. 10-7 offsuit. So typically hands like this are not going to flop too well. You know, you're going to want to be playing hands like 10-9 suited, queen jack. You know, 10-7 off. It's never really going to flop too well in these types of games. Kind of the same here with the ace jack off. It doesn't really play that well. Like here we have second pair top kicker, but even if that is good, there's not many blanks that are going to roll off. So yeah, it's going to be hard to ever win this pot, especially when you're in first position. So we start with a limp with the ace jack, and then we just check this flop. I think we end up leading the turn. Yeah, I think we lead this turn. Just for a little bit of protection against hands that we're beating. And if we do river, you know, say we are behind to a king, and we hit like an ace or a jack on the river, then at least we can bet confidently for value. That was my thinking at the time, but I guess a lot of the time people are going to have kings and just check and look to get to showdown, like weak kings. So maybe this isn't such a good bet, but I think a lot of the time it's doing okay. Definitely going to get called from a lot of worse hands, but we just check the river, try to get to showdown. And the player to our left, river kid, does end up having a king, so I think just check fold the turn would be kind of weak given the flop action. So I don't hate our play. Ends up that he just has the king. Probably beat everyone else in the pot apart from him. So yeah, it's close. Maybe I could have bet a little smaller, but then we could have got raised. So it's kind of good to take these stabs sometimes at these pots because you're showing that you're not always just betting with the nuts. So it went to showdown. We didn't have top pair even. So, but we gave action. So maybe that'll kind of play into people's minds, you know, moving forward into further hands when we pick up the lead on turns, when hopefully we have, you know, 2 pair plus. These types of hands like queen 8, queen 7, they're pretty much the worst hands you're going to get. I think jack 6 offsuit is technically the worst hand you're going to get. Just the most unplayable hands, with 6 being the lowest card that you're going to get in these games. It's the equivalent of 7 deuce, so non-connected, low cards. Here we flop bottom 2 pair, which is good, but you know, you don't love it. Jack 10 beats us, queen 9, queen 8, 8 8, 9 9, queen queen, all beat us. So the turn comes another 9, which is good. And our opponent checks, which is nice to see. He's slowing down a bit. Less likely to now have queen queen. Obviously we block the 9s and the 8s, so And he checks again, so we're just going for the river value bet. And here against the crazy guys, we just get it all in with ace high and scoop the pot there. First is 7 high and queen high, and we flop an ace and hold, so that was a nice pot. So you can see it, you can make a lot of money quick on these tables if you get on the tables with the action players. That want to play all these big pots with really bad hands, just gambling. Then you can see why this is such an action game. And this ace eight suited on the right is a lot like the ace jack hand. We're just going to give up. There's not really many good turn cards for us. Kind of hoping for an ace, but then ace or an eight, I guess. But then if he has ace king, we could be losing a lot of bets. So just decide to give that one up. I think this one ends up to be a bad fold. I think I'll just end up open folding this one. Oh no, maybe it's the next hand. Unless this guy raises. Okay, so we choose to fold this hand, I think. Yeah, we fold, which is like pretty good. It must be the next hand where we get nines again. So that one's a good fold. We get the nines again though, just to a similar raise, and we fold and end up regretting it because we would have flopped a full house. So we hate this. The guy just open shoves. With, I'm guessing, what is probably aces or kings, sometimes queens. Here we take a flop with ace jack suited. We flop a gut shot and 2 overs, but we're not going to continue. We're dead to jack 10. We're in bad shape against other hands, so we just fold. I think I was a little steamed up on the right here. I'm not in the mood to fold king jack suited, but I prefer to play king jack suited than pocket nines. It's going to flop a lot better. Here's an example of flopping well with this hand. So we were looking to check raise. We don't get that, so we just leave the turn big, slight overbet. And we get 2 folds. So ace 6 in 6 plus hold'em can actually make you like the low end straight. If the board comes 7, 8, 9, then you have a straight with ace 6. But obviously it's never going to be the best straight because someone can just have jack 10 or 10 6 and have you drawing dead. So it's kind of dicey as to how you play those hands. In regular hold'em, when you make the wheel, sometimes that can just be the nuts, but you make the low straight in 6 plus hold'em, it's never going to be the nuts, so it's going to be tricky. Can also be a very deceptive hand to make against beginner players, though. They may not even realize that those are straights. So you really look at the hand rankings. You can be quite unaware to it. So here we flop a gut shot straight draw. We lead and bink it on the turn, and the guy just open shoves, which is unreal. So he flopped a straight. Why he just shoves that turn that he's only getting called for a chop, where he's going to lose so much money in rake, or when we have queen 10, we're never going to call 2 pairs sets even. So that's absolute monster pot that we won. Here we're going to take a flop with the 10-9 suited. These are the types of hands you just want to almost like flop mine, looking to just flop huge equity or just get away from it. Here we flop backdoor spades and a gut shot. with an 8 making us a straight. On a paid board though, I don't think we're even going to continue. And we do fold, so if that was just like Jack 7, Ace, or Jack 7 6 or something like this, we probably take a card off, but with it already being paid board, we're not looking to draw to a straight when our opponent could just make a full house or already have a full house. It's a really good action game though. I'd recommend. Just you can start off super small on Pokerstars. I think buy-ins go from like $2. You can play some micro stakes, 6+ hold'em, just learn the game. But I think in years to come, if you start learning which hands play really well now, in years to come you're going to be way ahead of the curve. So we would have ended up making the nuts there, but we would have never saw the river. King Queen plays quite well in these games as well. Here we flop a jack on a 9-9 jack board, so we just take a stab at it. There's not really many good turn cards that can come off, so we just want to kind of try and win the pot there, or find out if we're beat, kind of thing. And here we turn an open ender on the left. It'll be interesting to see what I did here. Just took a card off. Okay, it's not too terrible, I guess. Here we get the gin turn with the jack. So it's a good day. And then I think we end up betting small, yeah. I'm going to try and get called by straights, a 9, obviously. Okay, so here we check. We limp in with the kings. Flop comes queen, queen, king. It's the dream. We check, try and induce a bet, and we get a small bet. So we're hoping this guy has a queen a lot of times. Sometimes maybe jack 10. So we get the check raise in. And he does call. So on this turn, so he doesn't have a lot of ace jack. We're hoping he has like queen 10, ace queen, queen jack. So we don't need to bet too much to make sure we get stacks in on the river. And he does snap call. And then the worst card in the deck comes off. So we're going to just check, decide here. Wow, and he just instantly goes all in. I don't think that he does this with anything other than just 4 of a kind at this point. So we make the tight fold. I think with that snap all in, it's just so strong. Like if he has to have like ace jack minimum to have made a straight, or he called 625 on the turn, so he has to at least have like a straight there. But I don't think he calls the flop so easily with ace jack, just with a gut shot, and then calls 625 so easily on the turn. I think his range is just so weighted towards a queen that it makes the river almost quite an easy check fold, or possibly a bet fold if we bet smallish, but with such a small pot to stack ratio, with him just having 1-to-1 ratio with what's in the pot, I kind of prefer just check decide, and when he just instantly shoves like that, yeah, I'm leaning towards like folding like 90% of the time. So obviously it can be player dependent. We could find some hero calls or some bet calls or some bet folds, but this is that guy in that spot. I think that was just wave the white flag from us, which is pretty unreal, bearing in mind that we flopped a full house kings full of queens. Flopped that absolute nuts. Here we're going to just raise it up on the button with king jack suited. Get a pretty terrible flop. does favour our range. Do just check back though. I think a lot of players are just going to play with any card with an ace in their hand. So we pick up a flush on the turn, which we could bet. I think I'd take the free card then. And we river a jack. We get bet into, so I think we just let this go. It's just an absolute bluff catcher at this point. So yeah, we profited quite nicely. We bought into both these games for $12.50. We got up to over $100 on the left. We currently sat at $91. And on the right, we were up to $45. So yeah, a lovely little profit of like over $120. So good stuff. Okay, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been educational. You learned something. But if you have got any comments about 6 Plus Hold'em, let us know. And yeah, this game's on Pokerstars. You can sign up and get a £20 spin and win bonus at the moment. Check out newonlinepoker.com. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. See you again.